Hi there. Good evening, everybody. I want to welcome you all here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I'm the host of this show. So we're getting down to the end of the year, and it's time for those end of the year lists. So I do a playlist that I run once a month, in which I talk about the albums that I have in my playlist for that particular period of time. And so what I've done is I used to do a list of my favorite albums that I discovered that particular year I'm in, but now I'm just going to go straight to the playlist because what I do is I put albums that are new to me but may not be necessarily new to you or the world at large, really. And those go in my playlist and I listen to them, and as they go in, I listen to them for a length of time, and then I pull them out and I put other albums in. So these are basically my top 25 albums that I've been listening to this year, if you want. That's a good way of looking at it. I've titled it my top 25 favorite albums from my playlist. But really, this is just the top 25 albums that I've listened to this year. Now, the list would have been around, I went through the playlist to see what I had listened to the year, and most of them I already kind of knew anyways, but there was about 60 albums in total that went in my playlist for this particular year. And so what I did is I picked my top 25. I did this by, first of all, I picked the albums that came out probably from about March till about maybe October were on that playlist from that period of time. They were easy to kind of go through. It was the ones at the beginning of the year and the ones that are currently on the list or at the end of the year that I kind of had to give a little bit of an asterisk to, because the ones at the end of the year, obviously, they're doing well now, but they could go further into next year. And the ones at the beginning of the year were in last year's list, but not. So their time was kind of divided. You see this a lot with the albums that people, are on rock charts and stuff. They come out at the end of the year. They don't really get a fair shake, right? So I'm trying to give them a little bit of a fair shake. So anyways, I've got my top 25. Also give you an additional 5 or 6 honorable mentions at the end as well. So we're going to do this the way we always do this, which is from my least favorite to my most favorite. So in this case, it would be from 25 to number 1. Just remember, these are just the albums that I put in my playlist this year. It doesn't mean they're my favorite albums or my favorite albums of all time. They're just the ones that I've been listening to this year and how I see them as ranking for that particular year. And there's no other restrictions. There could be as many albums from one band. If whatever albums went in, those are the ones that I'm going to do. So I'm trying to do this as accurately as I can. So we'll start out again with the number 25, and then we'll work down up to number 1. I'll give you them. At the end. I'll give you them all in the top to bottom order, and give you the honorable mentions as well. So the album that came in number 25 for me is an album that I kind of liked initially when I got it and heard it. It kind of didn't hold up as well as I hoped it would do, and it's Opeth's Sorceress. So it did good initially, but for some reason I kind of lost interest in it fairly quickly, but it still did fairly well. Like, it outdid about 20 or 25 albums to get in this list. So I still think it's a pretty solid album. Very different from a lot of Opeth's earlier stuff, but I kind of like their later stuff more. I tend to be a little bit more that way. There's a little bit of that here, but not too much of it. So Opeth Sorceress, their, what year was this? 2016 album. That's going to come in at number 25. Number 24 is an album. I just got to find it here because it's a double CD album, so I had to move it around a bit. So number 24 is Greenslade's debut album, which is the one here at the top, if you can see that. The artwork, of course, is from Roger Dean. Really good. I like all the artwork here. It's very yellowish and green, and which are kind of colors I like quite a bit when they're put together. The debut album was really good, so really captured my attention. I liked it quite a bit. It came out fairly early in the year for me, but not too early, but it did fairly well. I had it, I think it was on there maybe a good 5 to 6 months, so it did quite a bit better than I thought it would. It's an album that I still like to go back and listen to. So that's going to be my number 24. My number 23 is going to be this album, Dwellers of the Deep from Wobbler. This is their last studio album release, but it's been a while, about 5 years since this came out. It's really quite good, though. This one sounds more like Yes than any of the other ones. I think it also has the best quality sound to it. And the songs are catchy as hell. I like this quite a bit. So the only thing about this album is that it was out for quite a lengthy time on my playlist last year. So it's kind of its amount of time on the playlist was kind of divided between this year and last year. I think it was more in last year than this year, but it still had enough strength, in my opinion, to make this list. So it's coming here at number 23. Wobblers, Dwellers of the Deep, number 23. Number 22, it's kind of a funny. So this album for me, I got back in 1982 on vinyl, and I listened to it quite a bit, although I never really warmed up to it and kind of set the band back for me. I had some vastly different opinions of this band when this album came out, talking about Gentle Giant's Three Friends. So I thought it was only fair that I give it another chance now that my whole opinion and my whole outlook on Gentle Giant has changed. So I gave it another. It hasn't totally overcome that stigma that I attached to it early, but it's doing much better than it did. A couple of tracks on here, Peel the Paint and School Days. Loved both of those tracks. So my view of this album has changed quite a bit, quite drastically over the years. So I wanted to give it a shout out here. So it's going to come here at number 22. Next up is number 21. This album is currently on my playlist. It's only been on my playlist maybe a couple of months now, so it hasn't got the full volume, but it's done fairly well. I like the album cover quite a bit from Styx, their current one, which is Circling from Above. I actually like this picture better. Yeah, so it's still fairly new to my playlist, so I can't say too much about it other than I think it deserves to be on this list. It's a new album, of course, from this year. The only thing about it Ivanovich, I think that's his name, Ivankovich, writes more and sings more on this album than any other album that they have had. Actually, I don't think he sang on any of their other albums before, but he writes a lot. He's much more involved. And I don't really think he has a Styx-like vocal sound to his music, to his voice. The music is not too bad, but the vocals, to me, doesn't really suit Styx. I would have liked to see more stuff from JY here, but maybe JY is getting to the point where he wants to get out of it altogether. That's what I'm hearing. So Tommy's pretty good here. Even Lawrence Gowan not doing quite as much as he used to as well. So it's a good album, but it just doesn't really strike me as a Styx album right now. Maybe it'll change. My opinion will change later. Anyways, that's my number 21 for the list. Number 20 is the other Greenslade album from here. Bedside Manners Are Extra. I like this one a little bit more. And when I originally got the set, which had four albums in it, I liked each one just a tiny bit more. But this one came into my playlist recently. It's done very well. I thought it was a very good album. Again, some excellent keyboards and instrumentation here. I do like the vocalist quite a bit here. I think he's quite good, David Lawson. Yeah, and again, another excellent cover to the album. So that's my number 20. Greenslade's Bedside Manners Are Extra. Next up, we have the first of Scorpion's albums. So this one also gets an asterisk because it came out. I had it on my playlist last year for a fairly lengthy time. It did stay on the playlist for a fair bit of time this year. Not enough to do exceptionally well, but I think it deserved to get some more attention. And so I put it here. In Trance from the Scorpions. Some really, really good stuff on this album. So that's my number 19. Number 18 is from The Doors. It's Waiting for the Sun. It's a good, solid Doors album. Right now, I would probably say it's in my top 2 or 3 Doors albums of all time. I like it quite a bit. It was on my It was in my playlist for a fair length of time, and deserved to be exactly where I think it is. Number 18. Okay, number 17 is the Jethro Tull's Roots to Branches. I like this cover quite a bit. It's kind of a bit of a strange cover, but I do like it. The music is good. It grew on me as the longer the album was in my playlist, the more I kind of liked it. I think I like it better than a lot of their later stuff, and so it deserves to be on this list, I think. So number 17. Next up is from the Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms. This one's a little bit handicapped because I was familiar with a lot of stuff on here before I even put it in my playlist. Got the album a while ago, decided it deserved to have some attention in the playlist. Did very well, though. The stuff that was in here on this album is really good. It really is a solid album. It didn't do as well as I thought it was going to do, probably because I was basically familiar with a lot of the stuff before I actually put it on my playlist. So it was number 16, Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms. Number 15 is the other Scorpions album I've been listening to. It's currently in my playlist. It's been on there a fair length of time, Virgin Killer. This one didn't do quite as well as In Trance did. I thought this would do just as good. I thought actually it might do better, but for some reason it I haven't taken to it as much as In Trance, but still very solid album. And of course it was in my playlist its entire time this year, whereas In Trance was kind of split between this and last year. So it gets the number 15 spot. Number 14 is an album that's got a bit of an asterisk because it's only been on my playlist for maybe three and a half, maybe 4 months. So it hasn't had a ton of time because it's a newer album to my playlist, but it's grown on me a lot. Time to Turn from Eloy. This is going to be probably a top 5 Eloy album for me. I think it's really good. It's strong, has a lot of stuff on it. A lot of Eloy stuff has really taken off for me, and this one I think is the beginning of that really taking off period. And so Time to Turn is going to come here at number 14. Number 13, Marillion's Fugazi. The first half of this album is very strong. I think it's the top 2 or 3 tracks on here are really good. Kind of starts to drop a little bit as the album goes along, but still pretty strong. I think it's probably not one of the strongest of my Marillion albums, but it's still really good. So all 4 of the Fish era Marillion albums I like quite a bit. This one maybe just the least of the most. I'm probably going to do a ranking on these guys pretty early in the year, but it will only be on the Fish ones because I don't really care for the other Marillion stuff. So, but anyways, this one is coming here at number 13. So I'm just going to move the stack over here and bring the second stack into play. So the top 12 now we're down to. First one on this list, Deep Purple, Fireball. Exploded on my playlist. I was playing it all the time. Really liked it a lot initially, but like a lot of hard rock and heavy metal albums, usually have a great start for me, do very well initially, but then they kind of fade fairly quickly as well. And this one had a little bit of that going on. So Fireball from Deep Purple, I think it's just fantastic. So number 12. Number 11 is the Keys to Ascension 2. I like this a lot more than the Keys to Ascension 1. I do like the live part quite a bit, but I think it's the studio album version at the back, the disc number 2, that I like a lot. So maybe one of Yes's best albums in recent decades. I think it's probably their best album from the 1990s. At least it's my particular favorite. It's only coming here at number 11 because it's only been on my playlist for maybe 3 months. So maybe it might be a little bit more. It might be closer to 4 months now. If it had come out a little bit, if I'd put it on my playlist a little bit earlier, it probably would have done much better. But it deserves to be on here for sure. So Keys to Ascension 2, number 11. Number 10. Now we're in the top 10. This was an album that was on last year's playlist for a very lengthy time, but it stayed on my playlist well into this year and deserved to get mentioned again. Definitely one of my favorite Iron Maiden albums, and that's No Prayer for the Dying. I love all the tracks on this album. Tail Gunner got it started for me, but a lot of the other stuff is really good. Fate's Warning, really good. The Assassin, really good. Run Silent, Run Deep, love that. Hooks and You is good. Bring My Daughter to the Slaughter, and of course Mother Russia, all really good stuff. So definitely one of my favorite Iron Maiden albums. Deserves to be here, even though it was largely last year. It's still got to get some attention for this year. No Prayer for the Dying, Iron Maiden, number 10. Number 9, currently in my playlist, probably would go higher if it had been longer on the list. Oh, actually, I think I got the wrong one here. No, I got the right one. But it's still fairly new to my playlist. Only been there maybe 2 or 3 months. Given another couple months, I think this album is probably could have easily ended up in the top 5. The Alice Cooper Band's Return, The Revenge of Alice Cooper, their first album in 52 years. I kind of bounce back and forth with this album. Some days I really like it. The heavy stuff is fantastic. His vocals, for a guy who's in his 80s, fantastic. I think he's in his 80s. Fantastic. The guitar riffing is great. I love some of the tracks. Some of them are a little goofy, but some of them are really good. Maybe the one that I like the most here is, where is it? Blood on the Sun, love that album. One Night Stand, those two are probably my 2 favorites on here. It's a really strong album. Some nice pictures on here too. I like this album quite a bit. So Revenge of Alice Cooper coming here at number 9. Gonna get a drink if you don't mind. These 25 lists usually hard on my throat, and they tend to last a little bit longer than I like to, but there's no way around it, I think. Next up is number 8. This one also same kind of problem as a lot of the earlier albums. It was already on the playlist for a fair length of time before the year started, so it didn't do as well on this list that it probably would if it was all in one year. This is the Chronicles of Father Robin. This is the the Song and Tales of Iowa, or Aroia, book number 3, Magical Chronicles. I think this is the best of the 3. The other one still hasn't gone in this number 2 hasn't gone in my playlist. It took a while to get that album, but this one is really good. Highly recommended. If you haven't heard any of these, you gotta hear these. They're great. So this is my number 8. Next up, number 7, my current favorite album. It's been in my playlist for maybe 5 or 6 months already. So, it's doing very well. Probably might have done a little bit better had it been around just a little bit longer. but definitely a great album. Painkiller. This may end up being my favorite Judas Priest album in the long run. Right now, I didn't really think that would happen. It started out very slow for me. Kind of had a little bit of an aberration towards it. That speed drumming kind of bothered me at first, but I got past it and realized that this is just a fantastic album with a lot of really good songs on it. So Painkiller from Judas Priest coming here at number 7. Next up, just came out of my playlist not too long ago. It was on there a good 7-8 months, I think. A little over 8 months. Iron Maiden's Book of Souls. I don't know if it's as good as No Prayer for the Dying. It did very good for a double album. This is really good. Double albums for me usually have a hard time, but this one is just... Sorry, some of the CDs are trying to get out here. Trying to escape on me. I don't really want that to happen, so let me just fix it. There you go. Yeah, so just a fantastic album. A late in their career type album for Iron Maiden, so not too long, maybe 10 years old now, but really solid album. I just think that all the songs on here are pretty good. The stronger half of the album is the first disc, I believe. So that's my own opinion. Sorry. So this is number 6 for the year, Book of Souls. Number 5, also currently still on my playlist. Been on there, 10 months. One of the longer albums to be on my playlist. 10 months is a long time. Few albums get to this far. And it didn't start out very strong. It was kind of weak at first, but then it took off for me once I started really getting into it. And that's Nektar's Remember the Future. Really solid album. I don't know if it's my favorite Nektar album. Possible, but there's a couple of others I like a lot as well. This band to me is absolutely great, and this album, Return to the Future, deserves to be a top 5 album, and that's where it is, number 5. Next up, number 4. Big surprise for me. I didn't expect this band to do this well. Every track on it I love. I love the album. I'm currently into their second album, and I love that one as well. Maybe not quite as much as this. It's hard to tell at this stage. But we're going with this album here, the debut album, or 347 EST from the Klaatu. This is really good. Music's very different. This kind of reminds me of Blue Oyster Cult a bit. The songs are all really catchy. Of course, their big one, Calling All Occupants of the Interplanetary Craft, really good. Anus of Uranus, I like it. It's kind of a quirky song, but I like it. Sub Rosa, Subway, probably my favorite track on the album. And the last one, Little Neutrino, really good. I like the whole album, and their second album I like too. It's currently in the playlist. So, number 4 is the Klaatu's debut. The top 3 I think are pretty easily the top 3. They're quite a bit ahead of the other albums. Could have went either way for the 1 and 2. I think number 1 was easy, number 1. The other 2 could have flipped around, but I decided to go with Subterranea from IQ as my number 3 for another double album. As you can see, it's another double album. I think this one kind of opens opposite way of some of the others. This kind of opens this way, so you got it one here, and then the pink version on this side. Really strong album. I like all the stuff on here. I don't know if I like this as my favorite all-time IQ album, but it deserves to get mentioned here. It's going to be a top 5 for absolute sure. It was on my playlist for probably maybe 8 months, maybe 9 months. Really strong album, and again, for a double album, really good. So I've had 3 double albums this year. That's very unusual for me. So IQ's Subterranea, number 3. Number 2 is this album from Blue Oyster Cult, Spectres. This is a strong, strong album. This is what I always thought Blue Oyster Cult was going to sound like. I didn't realize that they had all these different sounds. But I really like this album. That from top to bottom, really strong. Opens up with Godzilla, really good. lots of strong stuff here. Golden Age of Leather's good. Death Valley Nights, yeah, it's just a strong from top to bottom album. Gonna come here at my number 2. Between this and Subterranea, either one could have been number 2 or number 3, but I think I like this one just a little more. Also, it was on my playlist for a fair lengthy time as well. Number 1, I think was easily number 1. Started out kind of weak. Not unusual for this band. The album, I didn't initially even like it. I thought, I had such high expectations for it, and then I kind of was disappointed initially. And then I decided that, because I always, with this band, have difficulty, I said, we'll just keep playing it. It'll get better. And it did. It got so much better. And I think it's probably my favorite album of the year. I decided to use this copy of it. This is Gentle Giant's Octopus. I could have used the other version, which is probably a better cover. But this was the one I was listening to it off of when it was in my playlist, so I decided I would just keep using it for here. So this is just so good. At the advent of Panurge, really strong. Rockanoider, Troubadour, fantastic tune. Cry for Everyone, fantastic. Knots, like there's just no bad tracks on this album. It may end up being my favorite Gentle Giant album at one point, but I think it easily was my number 1 album of the year from my playlist, and so that's it. That's my number 1. So now I'll just give them to you all back, and then I'll talk a little bit about the honorable mentions too. So for number 1, Gentle Giant's Octopus. Number 2, Blue Oyster Cult's Spectres. Number 3, IQ's Subterranea. Number 4, the Klaatu, this album here, which is their debut, or 347 EST, if that's what you prefer. Number 5 is Nektar's Remember the Future. Number 6, Iron Maiden's Book of Souls. Number 7, Painkiller from Judas Priest. Number 8, from the Chronicles of Father Robin, The Songs and Tales of Arioa, and Book 3, Magical Chronicles. It's a mouthful. That's number 8. Number 9, Alice Cooper Band, The Revenge of Alice Cooper. Number 10, Iron Maiden's No Prayer for the Dying. Number 11, Yes's Keys to Ascension, Book 2. Number 12, Fireball from Deep Purple. So I'm just going to move the others over here. Number 13, we've got Marillion. Oh, piece of tape stuck to it here. Marillion's Fugazi. Sorry, that's my number 13. Number 14, Time of the Turn from Eloy. That's my number 14. Number 15, Scorpions' Virgin Killer. Number 15, Brothers in Arms from Dire Straits. Number 17, Jethro Tull's Roots to Branches. Number 18, The Doors' Waiting for the Sun. Number 19, the other Scorpions albums, In Trance. Number 20, Bedside Manor, the bottom one here from Greenslade. Number 21, Circle from Above from Styx, their new CD for this year. Number 22 is the other Gentle Giant album for this year, Three Friends. So both of that one and Octopus went in pretty much the same time. Just Octopus was newer to me, so it lasted longer. Next up is Wobblers, number 23, Wobblers, Dwellers of the Deep. Number 24, Greenslade's Debut, which is the top one here. See if I can get it without any there. And then the number 25 album is Opeth's Sorcerers, which is going to round out the top 25. So some of the other albums that didn't quite make it but could have easily made it. John Anderson's Band and the Band of Geeks, and the album True, which is pretty solid album. Maybe one of the more yesy sounding albums in recent years by anybody. Definitely a great. Opeth's other album that came out this year, Last Will and Testament. I like that. It was a little bit more metalish than I prefer, but it was still a pretty solid album. Yes's Keys to Ascension Part 1, which was good, but I don't think it's as good as Part 2. Next up there were 2 Jethro Tulls. Jethro Tull's Curious Ruminant, which is a new album that came out this year, which was pretty solid. Catfish Rising was the other. I like certain parts of Catfish Rising. I didn't think it was a fantastic album, but I think it was a pretty solid one. And then the other one was A Hard Day's Night from the Beatles, which I had never played fully in my playlist before and decided to give it, and it did reasonably well. So that's my list. I know it's a bit of a lengthy video. I apologize for that, but these top 25s always do that. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. For those of you who watch playlists regularly, probably were able to pick out a lot of them that would be on the list. And it was enjoyable. I'm looking forward to next week when we do the top 25 albums that were released in 2025. So that's going to be a harder one for me, because many of them I still don't own. So it's difficult to rank them when you don't own them, but I still try to listen to them online where I can. Some of them have been hard to get and they're expensive. Some of them have been out of stock, and I don't really understand why a band puts an album out and then people don't buy it initially but want to go back and buy it but can't get it because they don't have any in stock. Doesn't make any sense, does it? Anyways, a lot of good stuff. Came out this year. This is one of the 4. I'm into my 5th year of this channel, and this has been the best year for releases since I've started. And it's gotten better each year, but this year is, I think, easily the best. Probably at least 50 really good albums. But we're going to do a top 25 next week, so I hope to see you all there for that. Top 25 favorite albums released in 2025. And we'll see you all then next week. So take care, have yourself a good evening, and goodbye. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, and put your comments in the comment section. See you then. Take care. Goodbye.